So where are you from? Vivienne Lecoudi.
It's a very long story.
I have plenty of time.
Well, I think it's the character where ultimately I was the closest to my own suffering. You know, she's every woman. Vivienne is every woman. She could live in the 70s, she could live now, she could live 1910, she could live before that. Women of every century have been struggling with our identity and who we are and who we become when we are alone or when we are together, when we are a mother or we are not a mother, you know. We are often struggling with understanding what is our role, and in that role, to be protected or accepted or seen or unseen. And all these many women over the, you know, many years have been carrying societies, holding together societies, and they were not always seen. And in this case, suddenly we see her. And that's why I think it becomes so personal to me, because maybe I also had moments in my life I felt I'm not seen. And it's things that are happening to me are unjust or not fair. And I know very well how that feels, you know. And I also know about the beauty of someone writing a script and saying, oh, we're going to show that person. So that's why it feels so personal to me.
Be my wife.
You cannot make things right with a consolation prize. I think what it is that when I work, and probably other people who work with me would say that it's almost like it's me, and I'm very personal, and I become so ultra personal. I'm like, in that moment, I'm only where I am in that moment. You know, I don't even think of the character or I'm acting or. So when I say annoying, I think what I mean is, it goes down to like stupid things like there's a bucket in the corner, and then I will be the one person just before we shoot, when we know we don't have time, and everybody's okay. I will say, but why is the bucket on the left? Which can be annoying because, I mean, it really doesn't matter if the bucket's on the left or right, but you know, all the people I work with have said that I don't know, I just always have to question everything. And once everyone's okay with everything, I will come and say, yes, but why do I need the spoon? And it's really not about the spoon, the whole scene. That's why I said annoying. I think I didn't mean, maybe I wasn't even annoying, but I felt that I was sometimes too, what is it even? Like, not challenging, but too...
Questioning?
Too questioning, yeah, in the moment, you know? And that is really what happens to me in and especially in this character, because she's so close to who I am. I was so personal, and I was so personal that I would even question the tea, or, you know, yeah.
That's good, though.
I would say, I don't think there would be a curtain, or what?
If you didn't care, and it was just another job, you wouldn't even ask the question.
Yeah, it's just because I really, really care about every little thing.
Yeah. Well, I think if you prepare really well, then you're not stressed out because you're thinking, well, what is it we want to do? What are the shots? Just as a director, if you're prepared and you have a plan, you can change the plan because maybe the actor comes up with a different way of doing things, or simpler, or just better, or the cinematographer, somebody, or the weather change. You know, you can adapt. The more prepared you are, the less stressed out you are when you arrive in the morning. And then you can kind of, somebody says, oh, you can't do that shot today because, I don't know, the road is closed. And then you can think, okay, well, we could do these other shots because I have some other shots that I've thought of before. If you haven't planned, it can be fun, it can work out well, but it's difficult if you have a limited budget and a very limited time period to shoot in to make the movie be consistently on the same level, I think. That's just my experience. But yeah, I love it when someone surprises me, you know. Yeah. It's like, wow, I didn't think of that. And if it's working, even if it's different than what I thought it would sound like, for example, or look like, and then I don't really say anything. If it's working, it's fine, you know. Yeah. And if I'm not sure, then I'll ask about it, but otherwise leave it alone, because trust that it was supposed to be like that, you know?
This day we fight! Viggo, I saw that you had used Aragorn's sword in the night scene.
Yeah.
Several weeks ago, Warner Brothers announced this Hunt for Gollum, which is an Aragorn story. Have you been in touch with Peter Jackson or Andy Serkis about this project? And have you? Would it depend on a script, or would you be like, yes, I'm going back no matter what if they ask me?
I haven't yet explored that. I'm not exactly sure what they would do. I know what the idea of it is. I'm not sure technically how they would pull it off, but you know, knowing Peter Jackson or his team and Andy Serkis, these are very clever, inventive people, and you know, The Lord of the Rings was, I saw people solving all kinds of problems all the time and doing things that you thought, well, how are they going to do that in this place? And they would find a way to do it, so who knows? I mean, I'm open to it, sure. I had a good experience working on that big, huge adventure.
I watched this at the same time as the Cannes Film Festival that was going, where, you know, Kevin Costner and Francis Ford Coppola were premiering these sort of big, sort of personal projects to them. You were able to sort of shoot this relatively inexpensively in Mexico, and you got funding. But I wonder if you feel sort of a kinship with guys like that who are able to sort of go their own way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how they made their movie, but from what I've read about Coppola's and, well, especially Kevin's experience, he obviously put a lot of himself and his own money into it. And I assume he got to make the movie or the movies he wanted to make. And I hope they do well, because I like the genre, and maybe there'll be more good stories that do something different within that genre if they do well. It is a business. If our movie doesn't do well, and Kevin's movie doesn't do well, then it'll take longer before they make another one. So I hope it goes well. But yeah, no, I would never. It's too long a process to. I mean, as an actor, when you accept a role, sometimes it's months before you start to shoot. Then you're shooting and you're working hard on it, and then you go and you promote it. It's a long process to do unless the story is about something. Unless it's challenging you in some way and you've learned something, because otherwise there's nothing to talk about. You talk about the weather or other movies or your private life. I don't know what people do when they know that what they've made is never was intended to be interesting. So, and as a director, it takes even longer. You know, years to find the money, and then you have to get a team and hopefully find a way for them to believe in what you want to do with them. And it takes a long time to promote it. Promoting is longer and harder than actually making the movie, I think, sometimes. So it might as well be something. I would never do it unless I had final cut and creative control of what we're telling in the end. You know, I'm listening to other people, but I don't want to have someone else decide how long the movie is, what takes they use, anything. The poster, the trailer. I mean, I'm not going to do it unless I have that say. And I know that's unusual, but I've had it so far, and I'm hanging on to that. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it.